Tell them who you are. If you're living in the movement, you wanna praise God. This is how we do it.
Top of the day to you. Today, we're gonna do the bumper. It's that day. It's that time. It's not too bad. You got a couple bolts on each side. Couple bolts. 2 bolts here, 2 bolts there, and you got 2 on the bottom. Comes right off. Like a fat cat, bro. These are my 2 mounting brackets. Now I think they've got to go in the frame, if I remember correctly. They go in the frame because you got to take the front body mount off. All right, so problem is this bracket here has to come off, and it pinches itself between this frame and that frame. So you have to pry it. You have to literally pry it out to get it off. And I didn't have any. They didn't give me any bolts to mount this. So you have to take your frame mount bolt. It's not too bad. It's right here. Take that off, and the bottom bushing falls out, and then it slides back and goes up, and mounts in. And then I just reuse my old bumper mount or bolts to get this on, but I don't have any bolts for this. So unless I can get creative and find some bolts off of that, I'll have to go to Lowe's. So now I'll pry this off. I'll show you how to get it off. So because it's a torque key bolt, you can't get torque in there to get hold of it. So what I had to do, you're going to bend the frame. Just bow it a little bit, enough to get the pry bar in there. Don't bust your face doing this. But once you get it to this angle, you can bend the frame just a little bit to get it out. And I'll show you how to fix it. You take your crescent wrench, put it on there, and bend your frame back out. You're not bending it that much to do any super damage, so. But problem is in the video they don't tell you this. That's why I'm here. Okay, so a 19 millimeter. Take your long bolt out, and then this goes in with the angle outwards. It goes in there, and then you can put your body mount bolt back in. Kind of have to wiggle it a little bit, but get it back in the hole. Just pull it up. I just move it around a little bit. Done. And then the nuts that I got from the setup that I got from taking the frame off, I'm gonna put the long part on the outside because there's 2 holes right here. Put this back on. I think it was 19, I think. Yeah, it says 19. It's 18. Bang it on there, man. Okay. So now my frame mount, my bumper mount is on. Good times, bro. So this is my big fancy new bumper, affordable off-road. It's been in the shed. I've had this for almost a year now. Problem is, they didn't send me no freaking bolts to mount that with. They sent me a package. It had 2 pieces of flat steel and a whole bunch of, nuts and bolts in it. But that was for the back bumper. There's 2 steel plates for the connector points. And I was still too short on that. So I'm a whole bunch of bolts short on this project. There's 3 for each side to mount this bumper. You have 3 on each side to mount to this bumper. And then you need, it looks like 4 on the end to mount the wing. The wing's what goes up underneath the headlight. So that's a freaking problem. What is with society nowadays? You know what I'm saying? Freaking, you can't get nothing done right the first time. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? It's aggravating as crap, dude. You call me out for something, it's done. Because I deal with this bull. I don't think I can get any bolts off of this. Nope. I got 2 there, 2 there. But that's beside the point. That's beside the point. I shouldn't have to scrounge for bolts to put this thing on. Yeah, they'll be getting the email. Of course, you know, it doesn't matter. What are they going to do? Send me a bag of bolts? Anyways, I just won't. I'll write them a review about the nuts not being there. Anyways, I'll take one of those bolts out that I just put in. I guess I'll go to Lowe's, buy me some grade 8 bolts. Good times. Well, I was able to find some nuts and bolts, so well, it looks like I made it back just in time for the rain. Woo! It's coming down. All right, so I got the nuts. I got them started. These are not proper bolts, but it's a lock nut. I'm gonna torque them down pretty good. So all we gotta do is just tighten these up. Not tight, but tight. The reason why I didn't tighten them up tight is because this goes on right there. And then you gotta adjust it. So that comes one time. One time. This one would be nice to have a friend. Stuff like this. You know? Someone that's got your back. But it looks like I've got it. A friend in Jesus. Well, that's gonna be interesting. Look at this. The bolt heads are already there. And I just picked this up a random bolt. And it actually fit right in there. How about that? Wow. Looks like I need an extension. So the problem with this is that you got to get them all started before you can tighten anything up. Well, that was interesting. Good time, man. See how she looks now. Definitely got to adjust it. This side needs to come up a little bit. I still got to cut the fender flares. You got to cut these off because they're up too high. They're just a little long. So they recommended that you cut it off at the third flange and then tuck that behind this. But yeah, I can cut it off here, taking that an angle. You know what I mean? So overall, and the big winch goes right in here. You can put a winch in there. So overall, it don't look too bad. Definitely got some clearance on it now. Now I have to clean up and spray the frame part there and make sure I ain't got nothing low hanging. You know what I mean? Yep, just a frame. Got one line there. I don't know what that is, but we'll clean the frame up there and make it look pretty. Go from there. Not too bad, man. It's kind of a bear to get that in there by yourself and then use the impact gun to tighten them bolts up. That was because I had to use a swivel. And the swivel wanted to keep jumping off, so I think it looks pretty good, man. We'll see when that gets outside. I can get it outside. Now I've got a lot more room for some bigger tires. My only hang up is going to be right there. For some bigger tires, right there, it's going to be my only hang up. But, you know, everything's exposed now. Make it look pretty, bro. So I cut the excess off. I just ran it straight back and then coat down. So it gets it out of the way, you know. Plus it gives a little bit of protection to the radiator area. So I think that'll work, bro. Other side looks the same. Check it out, man. It looks pretty good. We'll have to clean it up. We'll have to clean up the frame a little bit, you know, like I've already done. Just paint it black. But looks pretty good, man. I like that. It definitely has a lot higher pitch to it, that's for sure. Because you got to know the bumper used to be like down there. So yeah, it looks pretty good. I may raise it up another inch in the front just to give me a little more clearance, but it looks good, man. We'll get us a big winch from Harbor Freight to go in there. But I think it looks all right, man. Looks real good. And I'll show you the back bumper now that we've got the majority of the truck done. So yeah, it looks pretty good. It's all affordable off-road. You can see how the back bumper tips up. You know, I think that's a little on the weird side. I don't know why it's tipped up like that. It should be down, if anything. But it looks all right. That'll do, pig. That'll do.
Tell them who you are if you're living in the movement. You wanna praise God.